know when to drop it and when to pick it up. Okay. So I teach is the wrong word. I share ideas behind how to connect with people. Really, how to engage people. I think that's what my niche. In business they call niche, or in other areas it's called forte. So my forte is on how to engage people in small crowds or big crowds, one-on-one or more than one. So that's what I'll talk about. How much time all of you want to stay here? Because I can talk about AI until next week. I can talk about public speaking until the year 2013. So it is your choice that how long do you want to stay here. You can remove your chinelas, put up your feet, buy popcorn and Coke and sit down here. And I'll entertain you until 2013. Now the question is, how long do you want to be entertained, teacher Yvette? Until 5 or 5:15 or 6:30 or 7:30? 7:30 may curfew kayo, may curfew kayo. Okay, so what time? 5:15, 60 minutes? Yeah, because I'm starting at, how about 59 minutes? 59 minutes, okay, I'll do 59 minutes. Now, in all walks of life, whether we are salespeople, whether we sell used cars, or we teach classes, or we talk to people on the streets, anything we do, even at home, no? One of the most powerful tools that we've been blessed with is how to talk, how to structure our thought, and how to reach out and change the life of another. Am I right? Now, not all of us are successful at it, or at least not all of us are excellent at it. We are successful. Sometimes we do it. We make do. But how do you improve the quality of your performance? Yeah? How do you every time stand up and speak? How do you every time sit down across the table with someone and have an effect on that person or that group of people? Is that a challenge? That is always a challenge, right? How do I talk to my anak? How do I talk to my tatay? How do I talk to my lola, my ate? How do I talk to my students? How do I talk to my brethren? That the moment I speak up, there is an immediate effect. Or at least it's acceptable by them what I'm saying. That's important. So that's a challenge. Yeah? Now, the question I would like to ask you is, what do you think stops you from being your best when you sit across someone, or stand in front of a class, or stand up on stage? What holds you back? Lack of confidence is one. Okay, anything else? Sorry? Brain? No brain? Lack of training, okay, lack of training. It's possible. There are people walking around in this world with no brains. There are some of them, you know. Some of them are in big, what do you call that? Government buildings. Yeah. That's two. What else? That's true, huh? I have a little one, though. You might be wondering, does this guy have a brain? Yes, I have a little one. Yes, ma'am. Self-conscious is the one thing that stops you. What else? Poverty stops you? Yeah, sometimes if you don't have shoes and don't have clothes, you cannot go out in public because poverty stops you. I'm just kidding. Yes, fears stop you. But before I talk about these things that you just mentioned, let me tell you a story. Roosevelt, President Roosevelt, when he was a little boy, he grew up in a farm. I don't know what state. He grew up on a farm like all American kids grew up those days. Are you American, miss? Chinese? Oh, English. As in British English or English English? Oh, Indian English. Filipino English. I just interviewed Mr. Keith Perrin of the British Chamber of Commerce. So he said, Britain is made up of, United Kingdom is made up of Scotland, Ireland and England. Is that correct? So are you Scotland, Ireland or England? England? Oh my gosh, Shakespeare country. Yeah. Okay. So Roosevelt, when he was a kid, he grew up on a farm. Thank God he wasn't born in England. He was born in the US, I think. Yeah. And his father would train him, would teach him values in life, teach him good things. And every weekend, every Sunday, little boy Roosevelt would go to Big Daddy Roosevelt and say, Big Daddy Roosevelt, what's my assignment on this Sunday morning or one Saturday morning? And Dad would give him odd jobs. Go paint the fence, go wash the car, even though he didn't have a car at that time. They had a horse and carriage. Go wash the horse. So one fine Sunday morning, he said, son, here's a bunch of nails. Here's a bunch of nails, and out there in our yard is a large oak tree. Go and hammer these nails into the oak tree and come back to me. So the boy goes out, he hammers the nails into the oak tree and comes back and says, Dad, mission accomplished. Yeah? Dad says, good boy, here's a biscuit. You know how you train a dog? You throw a cookie, so you throw, here's a biscuit. And so little boy went out yelping, he said, yep, 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 good fun. After a week, little boy, Roosevelt, comes back to Daddy, dog trainer again, and he said, Daddy, what do I do this Sunday? He said, well, here's the hammer again, use the other side of the hammer, go back to that oak tree and pull out those nails and come back to me. So little boy, wags his tails and goes out into the backyard and unplugs the nails from the tree and comes to Daddy and he says, Daddy, here are the bunch of nails. And Daddy says, good boy, here's another biscuit. And he goes, yep, 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 yep. I've been training a dog for the last 20 days, so that's current on my mind. My son gave me a Labrador. So, son says, wait, Dad, I'm not a dog. I want to ask you, what was that all about? Last week you told me go hammer the nails into the tree. This week you said you pulled them out. What's the purpose? Dad says, son, go back and look at the tree. The holes that you made with the nails you hammered in last week, do they still remain, even though you pulled out the nails? Son says, yes, Dad. The holes that I made with the nails in the oak tree still remain. Thus, the message, the learning is this, that your words are like nails. Yeah? You have the hammer with you, and you can hammer in those nails, use the words to build something, as we can use nails to build something, or to leave permanent scars in some other human being's psyche, in some other group's psyche. So the way you hammer the nails, where you hammer them, how you hammer them is important. And that to me is engagement and communication. Does that make sense? Ibig sabihin, I speak French by the way. Ibig sabihin, that means every time, this is English Filipino, okay? Ibig sabihin, that every time you use your words, whether you use just a single word or a whole bunch of words, where and how you use them, you need to be really, really careful. Yeah? And the more care you take about how you speak up and speak out, the more good effect you have in life. Is that right? Appreciative inquiry is also about that. You know what Tita Corey was talking about? It's about how to use your language in such a way that you always build and construct and never destroy, never create scars, never create harm. Okay, so going back, is that good? Yeah? That's the purpose of public speaking. That's the purpose of being a teacher or a preacher or somebody who goes out onto the streets and helps other people how to use your words. Shepherd, it comes from how well you think, of course, that's the hammer. But the nails, the words are the nails.